Bien amigos, esta pelea es de 12 rounds por el título peso completo. 12 rounds of boxing for the IBF Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. El supervisor Robert Lee Jr., los jueces Cesar Ramos, Ernest Green, and Albert Bennett. El referee es Roberto Ramírez. Presentando en la esquina azul. Introducing to you first, on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing white trunks with yellow trim, from Las Vegas, Nevada. Pesando 236 libras, he weighed in at 236 pounds. Con récord de 38 victorias y 11 derrotas, tiene 30 ganadas por knockout, his record 38 wins. 11 losses with 30 wins coming by way of knockout. Please welcome tonight's challenger, the former WBA heavyweight champion of the world. Aquí está el retador, Greg Page. Y su rival, el campeón en la esquina roja. Across the corner, his opponent. On my left, the defending champion fighting out of the red corner, wearing gold trunks with black trim and hailing from Atlantic City, New Jersey. Con un peso de 232 libras, 232 pounds is the weight. Con récord de 27 victorias y 3 derrotas, con 23 ganadas por knockout. His record 27 wins, 3 losses, with 23 wins coming by way of knockout. Introducing the defending IBF Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, known as the Atlantic City Express, este es Bruce Seldon. Y es el Roberto Ramírez.
All right, so we're just about set to go in this 10-round IBF Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship fight. The two fighters in the center of the ring. IBF rules a couple of different things. No standing 8 count in the IBF, no 3 knockdown rule, and a fighter cannot be saved by the bell in any round, and that includes the final round. Other than that, a fighter must get up following a low blow or he may be counted out. The scoring is done by 3 judges, and it is the 10-point must scoring system. This fight is sanctioned by the International Boxing Federation and the Puerto Rican Boxing Commission. I'm Bob Sheridan, glad that you can be with us in this heavyweight battle featuring Greg Page, the former heavyweight champion of the world, against Bruce Seldon. Seldon is a pretty good fighter. He's only been beaten 3 times in his career. He has a record of 27 wins with 23 KOs, 3 losses, and those losses came at the hands of Tony Tubbs, the former heavyweight champion, by Riddick Bowe, the heavyweight champion of the world, and Oliver McCall, an up-and-coming heavyweight. So Seldon's a pretty good one. He's a compact guy. He's a guy that can start pretty fast. He's got, as you can see, a big, strong arm. He has a tendency to kind of lose his power as the fight continues. And he can be very dangerous in that way he's going. Greg Page, on the other hand, is a classic boxer. He's the best frame of mind that in a long time. He's just a nail by the left hand. But Greg has got to be careful. The Seldon pours it on. Greg has got to use his experience and tie him up. The former heavyweight champ has got a new corner working with him, and it's just given him all kinds of new confidence and whatnot. But Greg, on the other hand, could not allow himself to get careless with this guy Seldon, who can really bang. Greg should be boxing him. Greg is making a mistake here trying to slug with him. It's a big mistake for Greg Page to try and slug with him right now. Greg is actually a better boxer than Bruce Seldon and should be able to hold him up. But these guys are fighting like a couple of flyweights out here, and they're both big men. Seldon in at 232 pounds, Greg Page in at 236. Page is 2.5 inches taller. He's 4 pounds heavier, and he's 8 years older than Bruce Seldon. This is a very important fight for both guys. Both of them are ranked in the top 20. Both of them are trying to get a shot at the heavyweight championship of the world. Greg Page is at the twilight era of his career. A couple of losses now could mean the end of his career. A couple of wins could put him in line for a big $1 million payday and a shot at the heavyweight championship of the world. He's the exact type of opponent, a guy that's been a former heavyweight champion, a guy that always puts up a good show. Greg has 38 wins in the heavyweight division, 30 by KO. And this is the way he should be fighting Seldon now. Greg really didn't and shouldn't have mixed with him earlier. He took a couple of pretty good shots, and it was unnecessary. This is the way he should fight him. Tie him up inside, make him do awkward things, keep him off of the jab, stay up on his toes. Of course, at 34, it's a little bit harder to do than the way I'm describing it. But Greg has got a whole new corner with him, whole new attitude, and he thinks that he can do a lot of things that he used to be able to do when he was a young fighter, and perhaps he can. His body looks in magnificent shape, I must say. Seldon is filled with confidence. He feels like he can't be hurt by Page, but I will guarantee you he can be outboxed by Greg Page. Inside of 10 seconds to go, and this is the first round, and for a heavyweight fight, pretty good pace for the first round. Let's go a little bit low. Nice shot. Right at the end, the bell sounded, and Greg Page took a right-hand shot just as the bell started. A very even first round, but Seldon, perhaps based on the heavier blows, may have won the first round. Listen into the corner of Greg Page. We've got Jesse Robinson, Tom Core, and Dick Wood from the Olympic Training Center in Colorado Springs, Washington, also working in there. Watch this. Seldon nails him with the right hand, catches him with the left hook, and Greg Page is in a heap of trouble already, but not too much trouble as Greg is able to hang on. And then you see Page going to work, but gets clipped with that left hand. So we're coming up to round number 2 and a pretty good fight and a very fast pace for round number 1. All right, here we go, round number 2. Let's see if Page wants to box or if he's going to continue to mix with Bruce Seldon. Seldon has the cuts on his body like a linebacker. He looks like a weightlifter out there. Very strong-looking body. Greg has the more classic boxing type of feel with his longer striated muscles. Nice left hand in the face of Greg Page. Greg right up on his toes, while the right hand is straight over the head of Bruce Seldon. This is the way he wants to fight Seldon. Box and move. Box and move. Gets an angle. Seldon doesn't seem to respect the power of Greg Page, and that shouldn't bother Greg at all. All Greg has to do is box it. Bruce Seldon deep checking Jesse Ferguson for this IBF Intercontinental Championship. And again, we mentioned the guys that he's lost to. If Greg Page is able to defeat him, he's in pretty good company because he's only lost to Riddick Bowe, Oliver McCall, and Tony Tubbs, the other former WBA heavyweight champion. Long looping hand and then the uppercut by Greg Page. Greg Page is slick. He's got a lot of experience. He's been in against the best heavyweights in the world for the past 10 years. Now referee Roberto Ramirez warns Seldon about hitting on the break. Page takes the right hand behind that left ear. Greg shouldn't stand on the left like this. Don't let Seldon come in. Hold him off. Box him off. Page has all the ring wherewithal to feel through his eyes. By the way, it's Page in the white trunks and Seldon in the gold. More than halfway through the second round now. Bob Sheridan here on the Don King Network. And pretty good pace for a couple of big heavyweights. Both ranked in the top 20. Both want a shot at the title. This one is scheduled for 12 rounds. It's the IBF Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship.
There you go. Keep it up in there. There you go. Don't give him shit.
You see Page spraying him up, and that's what he really wants to do inside. And Page can really do it with a punch inside. Seldon looks very, very strong inside on Page. On Page, nice right hand. Wow with the left hand. Greg lost his mouthpiece. Remember the fight in Las Vegas, he dropped it about 15 times. And had trouble with that in the past. Greg talked to his corner. Ring says he knows exactly where he is. Told his corner to get that mouthpiece. It's not good to lose your mouthpiece. When you have your mouthpiece out, you have a tendency to suck the air in and let your jaw hang down. If you hit when your jaw's hanging down like that, as you're trying to suck the air in, you can get a broken jaw very, very easily. When you have the mouthpiece in, your tendency is to bite it, and that helps absorb punches when you get hit when you're biting into the mouthpiece. So it's not good for Greg Page to have that mouthpiece out. Inside of 10 seconds to go in this the second round. Another pretty good round for Seldon. And it's caught him again. All right, that's the bell ending round 2. Greg Page catches him with a nice looping right hand, and catches him with a semi-uppercut. And Seldon protecting himself here.
You hear me? You lock him up inside.
Now, I don't know if that flurry was enough to carry Greg throughout the round, because watch the way Bruce Seldon comes back later in the round. Page does a nice job of avoiding getting hit with a flush shot. All right, this is round number 3. Here's what Greg needs to do, is keep the jab in the face of Bruce Seldon and keep him off him. And let Seldon wear himself down, and then in the later rounds take command. But Seldon is showing a jab of his own, a double left jab, and then wild with the right hand, whistling past the nose of Greg Page. Greg can't get lazy with that left hand, and one thing for sure he doesn't want to do is telegraph his right hand like that. Page may be trying to give Seldon some different looks. Sometimes they're doing things that we don't really know what they're working on, and it may look awkward, but he may have an idea of trying to catch Seldon off guard and catch him with the left hook and then the right hand. But Seldon's a dangerous puncher. When the guys get 23 knockouts and 27 wins, you got to watch out for him. Greg Page has got 30 knockouts in his 38 victories. I thought Seldon won the first round. I thought the second round was much closer, but I kind of gave it to Seldon. Very difficult for me to call this fight because I'm a big fan of Greg Page and his family. Brenda Page, Brenda works with Don King Productions, so we're all kind of one big family in the Don King group here, and you like to see Page do well, but try to give you folks watching at home and around the world a fair call of this fight and a fair assessment. So maybe I'm too severe on Greg, giving Seldon the first 2 rounds. There goes the mouthpiece again of Greg Page. Shots downstairs, and you see the referee say, keep him up, Greg. Page is slick in this corner here. He doesn't allow himself to get in a position where Seldon can really key off on him. See the way he ties his arms up. Greg has 2.5 inches of height, which means he has a longer reach. The crowd doesn't like it, but Greg shouldn't pay any attention to that. What Greg has to do is take command with ring generalship, and that is control the pace of the fight. Even in rounds, especially the first 4 or 5 rounds against Seldon, in rounds he doesn't win, just take generalship. He's doing that in the ring. He is causing the flow of the fight. And this is what he wants to do. Never mind what the crowd is thinking. He needs to maul, lay on Seldon, don't let him get in, don't let him tee off on him, tie him up, keep the jab in the face, throw some punches. Greg looks a little bit awkward in the delivery of some of his punches. Maybe it's because he's chosen to fight Seldon inside. The reason for that in the closing seconds of round 3 is so he doesn't get hit in the real power zone punch by Bruce Seldon. And the bell ends round number 3. Another fairly even round.
Good. Bite down on that mouthpiece, goddammit. You hear me? Bite down on it. Don't be losing your fucking mouthpiece. Come on, hands up.
In the corner of Greg Page, he's listening there.
Come on, get with that jab. Get that jab, bro.
That's what he's talking about. That's what he wants to get in there.
Pop him, baby. Keep that jab. Come on, baby. Keep that jab, bro. Come on, man. Don't sit down on me, motherfucker. You hear me?
And you be moving your hands, you be jiving. And once you got your own, you got your hands free. Ba, 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 ba. Remember, you don't have to load up. Then when the shot is going to come by itself. The opener's going to come, that's when you load up. See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Come on, this is yours. He's ready to quit on you. He doesn't have nothing. Okay?
You hear what they think over Bruce Seldon's corner, that Greg Page is ready to quit. I'll guarantee you Greg Page is not ready to quit. This is round number 4. Bob Sheridan coming to you from the Coliseo de Ruben Rodriguez in Bayamon, Puerto Rico. We're enjoying a night of boxing. Greg Page in the white shirt. There goes the mouthpiece again. And the crowd jeers. The referee said something to him about the mouthpiece. He seems to be spitting it out a lot. I remember after that fight in Las Vegas where he lost it in almost every round, and that was against Francisco Demiemi in a fight that Greg Page did not win. He said it didn't fit properly, but it seems like he's almost spitting it out here. I don't know why he would do that. It's a real safety factor, and I pointed out a couple of reasons why. Number one, the potentiality of a broken jaw with the jaw hanging open. Seldon connected a couple times there. Running upstairs. Greg had hit pretty good that time up against the rope. Seldon may have Greg in a bit of trouble. Greg had hit 3 or 4 pretty good times there. Page has the ring wherewithal to hang on. But he took some pretty good shots. You hear the corner of Greg Page yelling, hey, wake up. In as good a shape and as good as mentally alert and mentally prepared as Greg Page, when you see him get hit like this, you wonder if it's getting toward that stage in his career where he's going to be thinking retirement. But on the other hand, this is about the way most boxing people thought this fight would go, and that Seldon would pour it on early to Greg Page, and then Page would be able to box his way out of it and win the fight towards the end. That was the game plan of the Page side going into the fight, and it's going pretty much according to Royal, providing Greg Page doesn't get tagged. I don't like the fact that he was hit back to the mouthpiece a couple of times. Seldon goes a real power inside now. Greg doesn't seem to get off the timing. Something is a little bit off with Greg's punches, and I can't put my finger on it. You know, sometimes it might be just the age catching up with him, but he's just slightly off in his timing with his punches here tonight. Seldon, of course, is keeping a lot of pressure on throughout the fight. I thought in the second round that Greg was controlling the pace and showing some pretty good ring generalship. But in spite of the great shape that Greg Page is in, he is 34 years old. Seldon is in the prime of his career at 26, and there's a big difference there. Greg has been in some serious wars in the heavyweight division. He's fought everybody. And as you know, he's the former WBA heavyweight champion of the world. So for Seldon, it's a perfect fight for him. And now Greg put himself behind him, and the referee warns him about keeping his hands up and hitting from behind. Page, throughout his career, has been a real clean fighter. As the bell ends, rather as the whistle signifies the closing seconds of round number 4. And the bell ends round 4.
Come on, baby. Listen, you got it. Listen, give me a water bottle. Oh. Looking good, baby. Keep your hands. You got to bag them off. All right? You got to push them with that thing. You hear me? You got to push that motherfucker with that thing. You hear me? Who you fighting with? Come on, baby. You got Brenda out here hollering for you. Don't you hear? Suck this shit up. You hear me? Come on, baby.
Well, as I take a look at my scorecard, I've got Bruce Seldon winning 1-2. I've got the third round even and round 4 going to Seldon, where he nailed Greg Page pretty heavily on a couple of occasions. Greg has lost his mouthpiece in the second, third, and fourth rounds. But again, this is about the way you would expect this fight heading into the fight for it to go, with certainly Page coming on in the later rounds of this fight. But again, you have to be pointed out the fact that Bruce Seldon is only 26 years old and Greg Page is 34. The reason why Seldon is expected to wear down, if you take a look at those tree trunk type muscles of his and arms, that often happens to great big strong fighters, like a George Foreman, for instance. Left hook kind of surprised Seldon that time by Greg. Now he seems to be getting off pretty good. That left hook had some sting to it. Something in that fourth round just indicated to me that Greg was off a bit. But again, it could be fight plan and game plan in Greg's mind. I don't know just yet. I hope that's what it is, as opposed to him beginning to show the age that's creeping up on him. Again, the referee is going to warn Greg Page about a low blow. Again, he tells him to keep it up. And he tells him this time, if you do it one more time, you're going to lose a point. Seldon catches him with a couple of lefts. Light right hand, and now he's really pouring it on at Page. Page should grab hold of him here, and he finally does. A little bit of fury in the corner above us here. Greg Page and Bruce Seldon. Seldon in the solid gold trunks with that black stripe down the side. Greg Page in the white trunks with the gold trim. Greg, when he throws those uppercuts, has a tendency to throw low blows. He's been warned a couple of times by referee Roberto Ramirez, and the referee warns him again. And if it happens again, I'm sure he'll take a point away, and Greg Page can nary afford to lose any points. jab has been much more effective for Page in this round as he leans on his man, Seldon. Seldon looks so much stronger than is Greg Page, and you can see by the body style what a strong guy Seldon is, but that time Page banged him with a left jab to the forehead and caught him with the right hand that time. This is probably it's definitely the best round since the third. There's only the fourth between us. We're in the fifth round. Coming to you from Bayamon, Puerto Rico on the Don King Network. A couple of heavyweights that are trying to get a shot at the title. One on the way up in his career and one that's been the champion and at the tail end of his career hoping to get one last big payday, and both of them need a win tonight to take that step towards the big payday. Greg Page and Bruce Seldon. Seldon in the gold, a champ in the white trunk. This a round very much like the third round, more of an even round. In the first and second and fourth rounds, I thought it was clearly Seldon rounds, especially the first and fourth. The second round was more even. Neither fighter has been down, neither fighter visibly shaken, neither fighter cut at all during the course of the fight. The heavier blows have been landed by Bruce Seldon, and his Seldon landing some more head blows here to try to steal this fifth round from Greg Page. All right, a pretty good round for Page that time. Well, if Greg has won any rounds in the fight, he won the fifth round. I don't know if he did enough, but he did more than he has in the first four. And this is a stage in the fight where Seldon's ring history is that he begins to show fatigue. And the way they have the shot on Seldon, you can't really see it, but his legs are stretched out, he's got his arms back on the rope. All those are indicative of a guy that has a bit of fatigue.
Am I winning?
Greg Page's corner, and it's a good corner with Glasgow, Washington in there, and Dick Wood from the Olympic Training Center in Colorado Springs, who did a great job conditioning Page with his Tom Ford, physical therapist, and Jesse Robinson all work with Greg to get him in shape for this fight. And Greg is in terrific shape. He's in the best shape, possibly the best shape of his life, but is the best shape of Greg Page's life at age 34 good enough to beat the 26-year-old Bruce Seldon? That's what this fight's all about. This is round 6. Again, it's scheduled for 12. At stake, the IBF Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. Bruce Seldon in the gold trunks with the black trim. Greg Page, the former WBA heavyweight champion, bangs him with a left on the chin of Seldon. Seldon tries to come inside, and Greg just ties him up with those big long arms he has. The infighting has not been successful for Seldon, and Page has tried to force him to infight throughout the course of the fight. Pretty good jab in the face of Greg Page that time. But Page has pretty good head movement for his age. He bounces up on his toes, throws a shot inside. At times, Greg has looked awkward in the delivery of his punches. But a lot of that has to do, I think, with the positioning that he's trying to get inside and not allow Seldon to be in the real power punching area like he is right here. You see Page just kind of shuffles in and ties him up again. What he wants to do is continue to try to fatigue Seldon through the early going in the round so that he loses punching power. And inside, Page is at least even, and you see Seldon now tries to tuck his elbow inside to get that arm free, to throw the uppercut. And Page has been through this with all kinds of guys in his career and knows how to tie a man up inside. You see the way he gets the shoulder up against the chin. All this is slickness, things that happen in the course of a fight that most of us don't even realize are happening. When you watch guys train, you can see them working in things like this. And there's more to the madness than just throwing punches. Greg Page, a very experienced heavyweight. And he needs to do something here. He's in the punching area of the power of Seldon right here. And that's the place he doesn't want to be. He either wants to be in with his head over the shoulder of Seldon or back away from him using his jab. You see the way he's got him tied up on the far away side from the referee. The referee moves around, and the experience of Greg Page releases the air. You see him try to grab hold of the far away arm again, tie him up inside, grabbing the head, spinning the head back and forth, doing everything he can to make time go by, make Seldon work, and try to fatigue Seldon. Page is doing a good job at this stage of doing that. But Seldon is winning the round. Although I had Greg Page winning the fifth round. This is called ring generalship, but you can't allow the guy to score too many punches during the course of doing this. Greg at some stage is going to open up and start banging away with Seldon if he wants to win this fight. Page picking his shots and releases these uppercuts inside. Seldon's on at this stage, in this course of the round, with about 18 seconds to go, and this is the 6th round. His arms are fatigued, and Page should finish out the round very strong with some good shots, and I'm sure he's trying to do that. Closing seconds, and this round is still up for grabs. Seldon gets a couple of shots away. This is turning into a real tough fight as the bell ends round number 6. He's around to Greg Page as well.
Don't go to sleep.
A little better. He's breathing now. Come on, get that one.
Come on. Can I say something here, Diego? One word.
This fight is a very, very difficult fight to
Just keep touching him. Keep hitting him any way you can.
You don't
have to knock him out, but you beat the hell out of him.
The second round was very even. I suppose when I gave it to Seldon, I scored the third round then even, and I gave 5 and 6 very close rounds to Greg Page. If my scoring is
Look at him over there. He's screaming at him. He knows you got him.
then you've got a 58-57 very close fight going to the second half of the fight. Now you've got 2 American judges, Ernest Green from Virginia and Albert Bennett from the state of New Jersey, and Cesar Ramos from Puerto Rico scoring the fight officially. But that's the way I see it. I've got it very, very close. But the rounds that I have Page winning are very close rounds. The rounds that Seldon won, his 3 rounds, he won convincingly. Nonetheless, the fight is very close. It's up for grabs, though. It's a close fight. This is round 7. Again, it's scheduled for 12. The IBF Intercontinental Heavyweight title at stake. Greg Page in the white trunks. From Louisville originally, from Las Vegas, Nevada now. Both of these guys are top 10 heavyweights. Page, the former heavyweight champ. Seldon will beat Jesse Ferguson for this Intercontinental Championship. Ferguson's the guy that lost to Riddick Bowe recently. And again, we mentioned earlier, we just joined the Seldon only losses at the hands of Riddick Bowe and Tony Tubbs, the present heavyweight champ and a former WBA heavyweight champ, and Oliver McCall, who is coming up in the rankings in the heavyweight division. Well, this is the area that Seldon is supposed to tire, and he looks still very strong here. Page is going to start banging him with some shots. You see the referee trying to get the tied-up arms separated here. A tough job for Roberto Ramirez, the 3rd man in the ring here. 2 big, strong heavyweights and a flyweight refereeing. Page doing some more banging in this round, and then he ties up the arm. This isn't a pretty fight, don't get me wrong. There's nothing fancy about this, but it doesn't need to be fancy. It's got to go as a W for either one of these guys. That's what's important. How the crowd reacts and how good it looks is unimportant. Either one of these guys with a win could vault themselves into a shot at the heavyweight championship of the world and a $500,000 to $1 million payday. And that's what this fight's all about. Good shot to the solar plexus by Bruce Seldon. Uppercut misses. And Page has a nice, easy flow to the upper portion of his trunk, and he forces the guy to miss a lot. Does an excellent job with the Olympic fight. This is round 7. It's scheduled for 12. Seldon wild with the uppercut. Page on the left ear. Tries to catch him with another uppercut. Page bangs him inside. Bangs him to the body inside. Seldon is throwing more punches. Just say that. Bangs him to the left hook. Then he waits. What Page has got to do is step up into his punches, and as he does, Seldon catches him. He's got to make up his mind. When he goes in, he's either got to be throwing punches or he's got to tie Seldon up. When he goes away, he's got to stay away and then jab his way back in. What happens at this stage in a fight is a guy gets fatigued and he forgets to have that instantaneous mental lapse. And when that happens, that's when things can change in a heavyweight fight in a hurry. Page has all the experience. He knows how to tie a man up. He knows how to do it far away side from the referee. He's very slick in there. Now, there's a round that's tough to score, but I gave it to Seldon.
Okay, now you're looking good.
Come on, baby. Come on. Okay, looking good. Come on. tighten up. All right? You got the bag,
Well, again, that was the type of round where there was some real nice infighting by Greg Page in the 7th round. And Seldon scored the heavier blows, so based on the heavier blows and the most damage done, you got to give that round to Bruce Seldon. Well, certainly this is what you would call kind of a marginal blow by Page, and it shows some of the slickness inside. Well, it's right kind of on the belt buckle area, but there've been a lot of shots like that, not intentional, but remember, a low blow is a foul whether it's intentional or not.
Look it up, guys.
All right, coming up to round number 8. The owner of Greg Page thinks he needs a shower with ice cubes and down his pants and everything in between rounds. We get really bombarded over here, but we'll follow the action for you. As Bruce Seldon catches Page with the best punch of the fight. A big right hand, but the conditioning of Page, he's able to absorb it. Greg doesn't want to stand in this area here. He's got to continue doing what he's been doing, and that's get inside and throw punches. Page caught again. There's 4 unanswered shots that Page has nailed. A 5th shot. Page is getting careless throughout the fight. What he's been doing is standing off and then coming in and tying Seldon up and mixing inside with Seldon. The last thing he wants to do is stand right in this area right here and let Seldon tee off on him, because Seldon can hit him. He's already shown better hand speed than the aging Greg Page. I think the thing that may surprise Greg at this stage is that Seldon still has as much power as he has, and we're in the 8th round. We're coming to you from the Coliseo de Ruben Rodriguez in Bayamon, Puerto Rico. Greg Page, the former WBA heavyweight champion of the world, would love to get another shot at the title. In order to do so, he's got to beat the reigning IBF Intercontinental champion, who is Bruce Seldon in the gold trunks. Page tees off to the body, just does nothing at all at the midway point of round 8. Don't forget, this is scheduled for 12. Seldon's throwing those big bones on those big telephone pole-like arms, very, very heavy at this stage of round number 8. But Page is not doing enough with his own hands. He's staying busy enough to steal this round. And Seldon definitely didn't throw the judges, something Greg, in the early portion of round 8 with 4 solid punches, 3 real punches. Very heavy arms right now, probably can't control the heavy punch at this stage of the round. But Page is showing a deterioration of hand speed, and it's got to be from fatigue and age. The young Greg Page had much better hand speed than what I'm seeing tonight. And in spite of the mental frame of mind, and how bad everyone with the non-team crew would love to see Greg Page be successful tonight, Bruce Seldon is looking stronger. Greg has got to do something, and when I say do something, he's got to get busy. I will say, in the conditioning Greg, this is the Greg Page. A guy that can get up on his toes and throw some punches. A combination. All right, is that last story of punches going to be enough to steal it? I don't think so. Seldon based on 4 punches won that round. Greg landed 4 or 5 punches at the end of the round, but I don't think it was enough to give him the round.
Suck it up. Come on, this motherfucker want to quit, Greg. You want this shit? Huh? Look how hard we work.
Watch this. We'll show you the early round action where Seldon really tees off on Greg. Now, granted, you get hit with a right hand like that, we'll show you a different angle of it. You got to be in good shape to absorb that shot. The reason why I was able to do it, if you notice, Greg was trying to slip that punch and his body was moving away from the punch. Had his body been moving back into it and that punch hit him on top of the jaw like that, Greg would have gone down. But I still, you've got to say, at age 34, Greg has got himself in tremendous condition. But the scoring right now would mean that Greg Page has got to win, in my opinion, unofficially, all 4 of the last rounds to win this fight. All right, this is round 9. Bob Sheridan on the Don King Network. Bayamon, Puerto Rico. Coliseo de Ruben Rodriguez. is the setting of the former heavyweight champion of the world when he gets a tough and ready Bruce Seldon, a young Bruce Seldon. Seldon catches Page. Good left and right, straight into the east. He's got to answer some punches with the referee. Oh, big left hook by Craig. Craig is getting punished out of the body and the head. Down goes Page. Count is up to 3 and 4. He'll be able to get up, and he took a vicious shot. And 6 and 7. He's clear. I think he'll be all right to continue. No, that's it. It's all over. Craig has taken enough hit shots, but he's still a little wobbly on his feet. It'll be scored as the TKO came at 49 seconds of the 9th round. So a big disappointment for all of us that so fond of Greg Page throughout his career. A hearty congratulations to Bruce Seldon and Rocco DePerger and Al Gavin and everyone that works that corner, because Bruce Seldon showed that he was a better man tonight than Greg Page. All right, watch this. This is the finishing flurry, and Greg seemingly unable to protect himself here. You see the number of unanswered punches coming. We'll count them for you afterwards, and we'll see just how many unanswered punches there were. And there's a big, heavy shot there. And Seldon just decided, I'm going to let it fly here if I just let it all go and I become arm weary. And finally, Greg has to go down to the one knee.